Hello, and welcome to the Something About Basketball podcast. My name's Paul, along with my co-host
Dylan.
Dylan. That's beautiful.
What can I say?
Yeah. Coming to you guys from our beautiful studio here in Seoul, South Korea. Yeah. It's yeah. So yeah, guys, we're I feel like no, we did. We recorded last Saturday.
Yeah,
Sorry,
it feels like it's been a while, but
Yeah.
that's just time moving on.
Yeah, absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Yes, indeed.
I was just sitting midweek, just pining for some podcasting. Like a tear gently strolling down my cheek.
I understand. It's about the only time I get a chance to really talk basketball these days. So
yeah. No. So what have you been? Anyway, what have you been up to all week?
So went to the hospital a couple times. Got my shoulder checked out. Hyperextension sucks.
Yeah.
Skip gumdo this whole week, so that's
Gumdo's like Korean fencing, basically, for anyone who hasn't got a clue what he's talking about. It's the way I wouldn't have.
It's really cool. It's not nerdy whatsoever.
Yeah.
Just in there with swords and armor hitting each other, but didn't do that all
Swords
week,
and armor, yeah.
Yeah. I saw La La Land.
It's La La Land.
It's a really bad movie. Don't go see it.
Sounds awful. Like
it's Ryan Gosling and some chick.
Please tell me you had a chick with you.
Yeah, obviously.
Okay, well that's okay then.
Went to the Sangmyang Orchestra. That was
horrific.
No, it's not. It's not bad. Our kids they're special.
You're special.
Yes, indeed. So yeah, living the life, I guess.
I always think anytime I can make a dumb reference like that, I always think of Ralph from The Simpsons. I'm not a girl, I'm a boy. Why did Ralph sound like Mickey Mouse?
I don't know. Well, I choose you.
That's the spirit. Never give up. No, I got off this godforsaken diet this morning. I basically did a month with like no sugar, alcohol.
It was 28 days.
That's why. Look,
don't give yourself credit. It's not February.
As if I said definitively, it was a month. I said it was basically a month. It was approximately a month. It was just shy of a month.
We're gonna play it back to you, and you're gonna look like a giant phony.
With no booze, no sugar, no crisps, no happiness, no joy. So I got off that shit this morning and.
Bacon was good.
Those bacon sandwiches were incredible. Yeah, HP sauce all the way. But yeah, so
basketball.
Anyway, yeah, on to basketball. The one thing I was number one in my notes, as you saw, was the Warriors are ridiculous.
Yeah, they're not unbeatable, but they're gonna win the title. They're too freaking good. It's not fair.
We're not going to make any grand statements, but they're definitely going to win the title.
Yeah, no, dynasty for sure.
I'm not saying they're the greatest team ever, but they're definitely the greatest team ever.
Yeah, they're definitely going to win a lot of games and a lot of titles. And
you've heard that sizzling hot take.
Hey, going on a limb, but yeah, they're probably going to win at least 65 games.
No, I was watching the Knicks. Warriors game, and it was like a minute left in the first quarter, and then the true, like, just the cold hard light of day just shone in, and I realized when the Warriors can keep Steph and KD on the court basically every minute of the game, either one of those guys on the court, and like the Knicks had that guy Kuzumano, that's the guy from The Sopranos. Kuzminskis, right? They got Kuzminskis and some undrafted guy called Ron Barker checking into the game.
Ron Baker.
That's Baker.
Oh, the white dude from Wichita State.
Yeah.
He had a baker's dozen the other day.
But like it was like the Warriors had KD, Iguodala, like a couple other guys on the court, and I was just like, this is just unfair.
It is.
It's just ridiculous, like, because it'd be like, I don't know, it's just like, I just can't even think of an appropriate analogy for it. It's so ridiculously, it's like the Microsoft, Monopoly and and thing.
Yeah.
And I don't really give a crap. I mean, they're incredibly entertaining to watch, and we're not going to get into that whole party debate, but like that was really how I wanted to start things off, was by saying that the Warriors are really good at basketball.
You're talking about that Knicks game where they got assists on like their first 33 baskets
They
or
got
something.
they got 40 assists all up.
I think their first 32 or 33 field goals made were all assisted. So it's like it's not even. They've got these great superstars, but they're playing together as a team, and it's not fair. They're what the Yankees are in baseball, except in basketball,
except they're playing a good sport.
Yeah, it's it's not painful to watch. So
no, and I actually they've started JaVale McGee the last 2 games. He's still only played. He played 16 games in the first one and 16 games. He played 16 games in one game. 16 minutes. He played 16 minutes in either game, but he was like combined 12 of 15, because all he was getting was like every time like Steph or someone would get into the paint, the help comes over and he's just dunking everything inside. Like it's like he's got those big Inspector Gadget arms, and he's just like going and I actually like him. I like him with that team because I mean, all his bonehead plays don't really matter if his only role is to defend the rim whenever someone gets there, or grab defensive rebounds and dunk.
Yep.
Just JaVale McGee can dunk, if there's one thing the guy can do. So I don't really mind him with those guys.
I mean, he's entertaining as hell. Like if the NBA, I know you've been lamenting how the entertainment product that's part of it. Are you gonna go into your rants about how?
It's aimed at kids.
Well, just American. American sports tend to be pretty.
I love, for a guy that all I watch is basically American sports. I mean the UFC is basically American, and
that one's real aimed at kids.
Well, yeah, and the NBA, but like with the NBA, I absolutely hate the in-game entertainment. I hate kiss cams. I hate dance cams. I hate t-shirt shooting. I hate cheerleaders. It's like I hate the whole thing. It just reeks of cheddar cheese. It's like it's horrible. Like granted, look, I grew up watching football, soccer, to clarify things. I grew up watching football, so I mean there is maybe an argument that a nice genial family entertainment is better than rabid hooligans looking to stab each other. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna say that's absolutely the case, but there's no real equivalent in football. I suppose because there's less. It's just 2 halves, and same with rugby, and same with Gaelic, and same with most of the other sports. But with the NBA, that entertainment. Those kiss cams for one. Those kiss cams have to go. Oh my god.
Oh, I'm gonna find some way to make a kiss cam little logo appear on this video, and
it's terrible. Like it's awful, and you can see that. I mean, the only time to go, because it's obviously they're not going to go to a bunch of 7-year-olds on a kiss cam. So they usually go to some, I don't know, fat, balding, middle-aged
couple,
middle-aged dude, and he's just sitting there looking, going, man, all I want to do is sit and drink my beer and watch the game, and you're making me feel uncomfortable.
Yep.
So that's stunning analysis over the last 5 minutes, but that's basically it. I want it gone. All I want is just the timeout's called and everyone just sits in peace and doesn't bother each other. Whatever happened to talking, Dylan? That's what I want to know.
The smartphone killed it.
Yeah.
Absolutely just gutted it.
Yeah. Any things you've been watching this week that you wanted to talk about?
Not really.
Big win for your Magic today. A big win.
The Nets,
they needed. I say a big win.
Win.
A necessary win. That's a better way of putting it.
That's true. The Magic are really frustrating. We're a better team on the road for some reason.
I noticed that there's you've only got 4 wins at home or something like that.
Yeah, I think 5. We dropped 5 in a row at home. So.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah, and then we go on the road and we beat the Spurs pretty handily. We're a good team on the road, but at home...
It's almost like those cheerleaders and that stupid mascot in at home doesn't really make a difference to the product on the court.
Yeah, something like that.
That's weird.
Did you see Gordon go off for
32 or something? No?
33?
34. Sorry.
Yeah. Hey man, he's a third of a Wilt game.
Sorry, Mr. Numbers. No, I Evan Fournier, that cold-blooded three at the end when he was John at Kilpatrick was brilliant. He was just like walking down the court, just giving him absolute dog's abuse. But no, the other thing that I really wanted to get into on this pod was you couldn't get through a pod. It's like getting through a pod last year without talking about the Warriors. It's like getting through a pod this year without talking about either Harden or Westbrook. So who would you say is the MVP out of those two guys?
I'd probably go with Houston just because they're a better team. They're winning more games, and
you mean like as in so Harden? You go for Harden because
Yeah.
Houston's winning more games. Okay.
I mean,
team can't be an MVP. Unless you're the Hawks or something.
well, yeah. How many All-Stars they send in? 4? Like, how many
Do
Hawks
you remember
deserve
they
to
actually?
go to
Do
that
you remember
All-Star
they
game?
give them a team? That was such a bullshit. That was like
The
team-
player of the week,
the
the
team
Atlanta
player
Hawks.
of the week. That was
Yeah,
such nonsense.
That was
That was like something that you'd expect to see in like a bad movie. We all chipped in and worked our hardest.
well, our drama fest. It ended with a fantastic song called "We're All in This Together," and it reeks of that.
Warms the cockles of my still beating heart. No, but anyway, I think I would lean towards Harden as well, but it's nowhere near as clear cut as what I've heard some people this week say it is. Shout out to a guy actually I was talking to on Twitter. If he bothers to listen to this or watch it, Trent Arnold's his name. He was kind of saying that Harden has that the Thunder are winning more because of their defense, and Westbrook's not really that great of a defender, and like Harden has made that team an elite offense. But I would say my kind of retort to that would be that Harden has so much more offensive talent around him.
Yeah.
Like that spreading the floor around that Capella Harden pick and roll with 3-point shooters is deadly. And especially the way that D'Antoni system runs and the way they can get into the action so quickly and they can pick you apart so quickly. Whereas with and the other thing, like I looked it up this morning, the Rockets' best lineup, not surprisingly, has Harden. It's Anderson, Ariza, Beverly, Capella, and Harden. They played 197 minutes. That's their second most, and they're plus 74 in those in those minutes, which is pretty effing good. But their second most productive lineup doesn't have Harden in it. It's got Beverly, Brewer, Decker, Gordon, and Nene. Not Hilario as I wrote it. Like they seem to push the pace a little bit more in that.
Well, they definitely do.
And it's they've got the pace play out is 102.1 as opposed to 95.2. With that other one, but that just kind of shows to me that I would almost equate it that turning a good offense to great is about the same to me as without Westbrook on the floor. Like there's I looked at it, the top 12 lineups for the Thunder are all Westbrook. I mean, there's literally, and not surprisingly,
yeah.
He turns like an offense that would probably be worse than Orlando's into just a regular bad one.
It's true. Who's their second best scorer? Cantor?
Cantor would definitely be their second best scorer in terms of just volume.
Yeah, Oladipo, I guess, would be third.
Oladipo's been playing. He's been shooting the three well, but they don't have any. What I'm trying to say is they just don't have anywhere near that same level.
For sure.
And it all literally falls to pieces the moment that Westbrook isn't there. I also think that his personality is he may not be like the best defender in the world, but his personality gets everyone working harder in all aspects of the game. And I know that's a bullshit kind of unquantifiable thing.
Yeah.
But
I understand. I mean, the image that I'll always remember with Westbrook is when his forehead was caved in and he
was running about still playing.
He's like, well, don't take me out because whatever.
You could just imagine him with like a I don't know, half his torso is ripped off and he's still like dribbling down the court.
Well, of course. I mean, he's a robot. So
yeah. So I think they're both phenomenal, and I think Harden is the better player. And I think he has played like the better player, but it's the slimmest of the slim margins to me. It's definitely not a.
Oh, it's not
just because that Houston has got 20-7, and if it were to play out like that, where like maybe the Rockets finish with 50 wins, and the Thunder finish with 42, and they've both been great. Well, then you've got to go with the record. But it just saying that in terms of what each guy's contributing, I think it's really, really close.
For sure. Did we talk last time about LeBron breaking the was it 7,000 milestone?
I don't think so. No, I don't think we've talked about that. So he's 26,000 points, 7,000 assists, 7,000
boards, and I think it was like 1,009 games or something. So it's like he's basically averaging LeBron for his career.
That's crazy. Like,
yeah,
that's mental. That's phenomenal production. Like,
if he plays until he's 35, 36, he'll end up with at least. You think he'll end up taking on the Kareem record?
He's going to push it. I mean, you can't project for injuries, but going on past performance, I mean, the guy never misses games. Most of the time
when he misses a game, it's him
scheduled.
sitting out.
It's like he turns around and says, "Okay, look, I'm doing the smart thing. I'm going to keep my body." But like, I hope he doesn't break down. But the thing about LeBron is as well. I mean, the reason why you could see him play until he's 38, 39, 40 is because he's still really big. He's 6'8" and he's an incredible passer. And those two things alone would be able to, would keep you really productive into your late 30s.
Well, he takes care of himself
as well. Yeah, that's exactly it. That's an industry into itself, is maintaining LeBron. I read somewhere that he spent something like a million a year just keeping himself kind of ticking over. But that kind of slides into what we were talking about before there.
The Steve Nash thing?
Well, yeah, the Steve Nash thing, we were talking about
Ty Lawson.
How I kind of thought that part of the reason why Ty Lawson, aside from the drinking issues, why his career kind of fell off a cliff is because if you're out partying every night, you're probably not taking care of your body the way you should be. And, you're playing in that high octane offense with George Karl where you're like 1,001 possessions per game or something. And that's gonna put a lot of damage into your knees and your lower legs. But if you're not taking care of yourself,
it's gonna get compounded.
You don't stand a chance. But what I was actually going to talk about was the Hall of Fame thing. So
Okay.
I'm gonna throw a name at you just off the top of my head. Chris Bosh. Is Chris Bosh a Hall of Famer? I know what I think, but I'm just curious to see what you think.
If he doesn't play another minute of basketball, I would still probably have him in the Hall of Fame.
So would I.
I think just what he did. I mean, his time in Toronto was incredible.
Didn't achieve a whole much in terms of team success, but
at the same the counting stats were
very good.
I mean, it was what
20 and 12,
yeah, like for 7-8 years. Then he goes to the Heat, and everybody talks about how he was that important glue guy, but nobody really he was an incredible.
Which in and of itself is almost insulting to just how important he was to the team.
Well, his
Was
versatility.
everything to that. Like, he was everything to that defense. Like, if you they had that hyper aggressive system of defense where they were just like
swarming
like across the court, and Bosh's ability to go out to like 30 feet and defend guys half his size, was just so important. And being able to scramble back and protect the rim, and he could pass well and stretching the floor, and he was the perfect guy to kind of to make whatever fit issues that LeBron and Wade were going to have to kind of make it less of a problem.
Yeah, absolutely.
His skill set kept it all going. So I mean, and that was 4 consecutive finals
appearances.
That was 4 consecutive finals appearances, and you take what he did as an individual player in Toronto. You take what he did with those Heat teams, and in my mind, I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer. But I as we were talking about before, I tend to value your peak over extended numbers getting. That's why I would say T-Mac is to me it should be a no-brainer Hall of Famer. Same with Chris Webber. But yeah, no, I'm just wondering, because some people don't think he is. I've heard a lot of people say that, oh no, he hasn't done enough to justify it, and I think they just weren't paying attention to those Heat teams enough.
Well, I can understand why people don't do it, because a lot of people want to make the Hall super exclusive, which I understand.
But it's got to that point where it's like,
I mean, so Ginobili's going to be in there, basically unquestionably, because of his role with Argentina
and the Spurs,
taking a non-American team to Olympic gold it's unheard of. That don't happen. So he's in there. Let's try and run through who we think the Hall of Famers are. Ginobili, Parker.
We're going by what seems to be the established criteria, not what it maybe should be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So Ginobili, Parker,
Dirk,
110%.
Yeah, for sure. Who? Duncan, obviously. He's not in there yet.
Slam dunk. LeBron, yeah. Wade, yeah.
Pierce,
yeah.
CP3,
yeah.
Kobe, obviously.
Yeah. Melo, I think Melo's a Hall of Famer. But both, I mean, he won a national title.
Yeah, with Syracuse.
And
3 Olympic golds?
3 Olympic golds.
Yeah, if nothing else, that's going to push him in. And then
just being an all-star for that
10, 12 times or whatever.
Dwight
Howard,
100%,
for sure.
100%. I'm trying to think.
Pau?
I mean,
Pau,
yeah, I would put Pau in the Hall. He'll have the counting stats, and he has the peak success in terms of teams. So, he'll make it. As I said, probably the big argument getter would be Vince. I think Vince Carter. He's a difficult one. To really,
his peak was so good, and
that's gonna trying to find a way to put it for the iconic status maybe alone, just that whole like
Frederick Weiss dunk,
that Freddie Rice dunk and the slam. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from the numbers he put up, because Vince Carter at his peak was a really, really good player, and he's turned into a really good role player, and he's must have 25,000 points by now.
It's got to be something like that.
Yeah. And he never really achieved maybe what he could have achieved. From a team perspective, maybe lacked a certain skill or instinct. You know what I mean. He never really took it to the next level from that perspective. But I'd say he probably is, going by established criteria. He'd probably be a pretty surefire one
for sure. Then obviously Steph, no argument. He's already
he's MVPs and championships alone. I mean,
2 MVPs and
Would Derrick Rose be the only
MVP
not in the Hall? How many not? I mean, going back, right? LeBron, surefire. I'm trying to think back, right? Steph, surefire Hall of Famer.
Magic.
KD. I'm trying to go in back or descend it.
Backwards. Descending order.
Descending,
Not
descending order,
well,
yeah.
descending would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
whatever. No, I think, right, so, yeah.
Duncan.
Dirk, Nash, Shaq, Kobe, KD, LeBron, Steph. Those are the 8 winners in 8 winners in the 2000s. Duncan, did I say Duncan? KG.
Garnett for sure. Throw him in there.
Yeah. And then in the 90s.
90s.
Chuck.
Jordan got what 4 in the 90s, and then he got a 5th in '88.
Yeah. So Jordan, Chuck, and Karl Malone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other 90s winners? David Robinson, yeah. So yeah, well, we've just gone. I mean, Derrick Rose would surely be the only one.
Yeah, and then in the '80s it was Magic. Bird won 3.
Yeah.
I think Wes Unseld's in the Hall.
Just goes to show that.
Yeah, Derrick Rose, unless he can win a championship. If he wins a championship in New York or something, then I would say he's gonna get in. But that's pushing it a lot. So
that's the Hail Mary of all Hail Marys. But that year, I thought that
it was LeBron's
I thought it was Dwight Howard's.
Really?
I thought Dwight should have got it that year, and Dwight, as we just said, is a surefire Hall of Famer. So it should have went to Dwight, but
yeah.
Anyway, what the hell? What? Oh yeah, that's what another thing we were talking about earlier in the week was Utah and Boston's ceilings without a superstar, and how they can go about getting a superstar and how those superstars would fit in.
Yeah.
I love this current Boston team. I think both Utah and Boston are really similar. They're a lot of really high IQ players, a lot of good defenders, a lot of a lot of guys that are versatile and can do a lot of different things.
For sure, but no one's a
superstar. And without again going to talk radio on it, it's not that likely you're going to win it's very, 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 very unlikely that you're going to win a chip without one.
Yeah. So
I think well you were ranting about that Bill Simmons article,
Cousins,
the Cousins one, but I think Cousins in Boston would be a massive success. In my opinion, it would be a massive success because he'd finally be playing on a team full of professionals in a competent organization with a really good coach, an established order, and any maturity issues, any kind of childishness, you would think would be smacked out of him pretty quickly. It could obviously also go the other way.
Yeah, even just watching that Kings Grizz game earlier, I don't think he's ever.
What?
That's.
You called a foul on me. I just elbowed him in the face.
That's who he is. I don't think he's ever not gonna be kind of.
It's got indulged though.
It has. Well, but it's at this point. How long has he been in the association? What, 5-6 years?
7, I want to say.
7. Yeah, old habits die hard, and he's. I don't know. I don't think he's
Here would be my analogy, right? Whenever I traveled in Australia and Southeast Asia and Australia a lot for a couple of years, and every once in a while, right, you'd meet someone and you'd know within 15-20 minutes of meeting them that they were spoiled. They're spoiled kids, right?
No, spoiled kids staying in hostels doing Southeast Asia tours. I can't imagine.
No, you'd meet spoiled. You'd meet spoiled kids,
yeah,
right?
I know.
And but then you kind of get to see them when they're in an environment where they're not going to be indulged with it. Where you're literally just with a bunch of fucking strangers living in a whatever and all. Man, are you gonna wash that thing? Like, you know,
Yeah.
not cleaning up after the thing and go, oh, what? Like, you know, being held accountable in an environment where people just aren't gonna, you know, not gonna listen to your shit. And you know, if you're trying to get off with not paying for things, or if you're trying to like be whatever, the people are just gonna call you for it. So that's the way I would. That'd be the ideal kind of way that you'd think he might try it. He might try to kind of be getting on, whatever, but there's just so many people on that team that are not gonna, they're just not gonna take it from him. Yeah. Whereas in Sacramento, it's like, it's just the worst environment for a basketball player or anyone, like a young person who's like got really bad habits and really like a temperament that's not productive, and they're just like spoon feeding them, you know, the whole time.
I can't imagine Vlade Divac is gonna take shit from anybody. Like,
it's not even really. I mean, like on a day-to-day basis, how much is Vlade Divac even really talking to Cousins? I'm talking more within, like, obviously there's no top end. There's not a lot of top end discipline going down, but even just the people on the court.
Well, like,
who are the players in that team that are gonna step to him? Like, it's not. Wasn't there like a whole incident with him and Matt Barnes the other day?
Well, Matt Barnes would probably be the only one who would, and I feel like, I like Matt Barnes. I like the fire he plays with, and I think he's.
I like the fire.
I mean, he's like, he gets under opponents' skins, but I feel like he's very maligned for whatever reason. It seems like
people don't see. I think so. I actually heard someone say that it was because he was too pretty. He was like a pretty boy. People were like maybe not taking him, but like get annoyed by him or something like that.
Which it's funny because he's like he's one of the grittiest players I can think of. Like, he's not dirty, but he ain't. If you play Matt Barnes, you're gonna get bruised up a little bit. Like, he's not an enforcer, but he's not. It's not a pansy either.
I just got triggered by that very inappropriate word.
Pansy? It's a flower. It's pretty. Right? That's what that's what it comes from.
No, well that will be my argument for getting him out of that cesspool.
I feel like Dave Yeager's, like, I know he just got in. They're 17, 18 games in. Like, he's got to actually, what is it? 20 games now?
They're on pace for their typical 28 to 33 wins, and it's not got. I mean, it's one thing to be. We had this argument. You seem to be a bit more conservative with holding on to players than what I am. But like, it's one thing for the Clippers to turn around and say, "Okay, all right, we've been, by most standards, we've been really successful. We've got a really good team. We've got a team that's always in the mix. Do we really want to break this up, or what are we going to do?" But the Kings, I mean, what have you got to really hold on to there? You've got like literally the worst run team in the league and just consistent crap results. You know what I mean? It's like over the last 5 years. I understand. Over the last 5 years.
It's just I still find it really funny that the Clippers are now being held up as a well-run organization because
they have been since what I should say Russell, since Sterling went.
Yeah.
But all I'm saying is that, I mean,
I know what you're saying.
There's probably there's guys running teams out of YMCA's that are run more professionally than what the Kings seem to be run.
Yeah, it's just, again, another new coach, but I feel like Dave Yeager, if anybody can get through to Cousins, like, just with his background in Memphis and overachieving in Memphis, I think, especially.
Yeah.
And he's obviously, like, not that Randolph's really a head case, but
he was.
So
he used to be.
I mean, he's just got experience with that, and so I'm hoping that it works out. And I mean, they got a pretty solid win against the Grizzlies today.
You know for a fact they're not. They're going to be what they're going to be this year. Admit it. Like, if you were a batting man, how many wins would you bet on them getting by the end of this year?
Between 33 and 36.
36 reach is a big reach.
Yeah.
I think I worked it out. They're on target for like 32.
Yeah.
Something like that. So, no, I said it before, I'll say it again. If Boston dangle that Brooklyn pick, you know, I don't know who else you'd package in with it, like a couple of Brooklyn picks, Smart, and I don't know who else you'd throw in that deal. I'd take it and run because you'd get rid of Vladdy as well. Turns out just being a likable guy who played basketball for a while, it doesn't actually qualify you to be a really good GM. Did you know that whenever I think with the first trade that he made, I can't remember who he traded, he didn't even know you had to call the league office.
Really?
Like he's like, we gotta we gotta.
Well, he's not the GM. He's the president, isn't he?
I thought he was the GM.
Uh-uh.
No, well.
No, he's the president of basketball operations. He's not the GM.
You sure?
Pretty sure.
Well, whatever. He still didn't know that you had to call the league to make a deal official, like, and get it pushed through, which is just frighteningly.
Hey man, his name's Vlade. What's the hate?
I like Vladdy, but he's not. He's definitely not qualified. Peja Stojakovic is in that. If you're a likable guy who played for our team
And
during
from
the
former Yugoslavia.
during the only period when they were actually good. But we didn't even hardly talk about Utah, but they're both in a similar position where I feel like
Utah's gonna at least make the playoffs. One would assume.
Boston's gonna make the playoffs as well.
Oh yeah, sorry. I thought we were on the Kings.
No.
Oh yeah. So
I think both of those teams. Like I said to you earlier, the most I could see that Utah team topping out at would be a 56 win team that gets bounced in the second round, as currently constructed. Because you need superstars to make that next leap. It's just as simple as that.
I know you'd proposed a wall for basically half the team for what? Hood, Favors, and then
well, actually, that was my mate Looney that it was Wall for Hood, Favors, and the 2 picks.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do that because that's still not. That team's with George Hill, John Wall. That's still not going to take down either the Clippers or
well, the chances of you ever the chances of you ever really getting to the finals is so small anyway. It all really depends on what you're playing for. As I say, if you're only playing for putting a really competitive product on the floor and selling tickets for the next 8-9 years, roll the team out because you're going to win games and you're going to be competitive. But you haven't got a prayer of making a conference. It would take a league-wide superstar injury crisis before that team would win the chip, in my opinion.
I mean, that's kind of when Utah's been good, like in the whole Sloan era. That's essentially what they did. Had
made 56 back-to-back finals. I mean, I came really close to making a couple other finals. So I mean, you can't. That was a much more successful team.
Yeah.
But yeah. No,
who's the best player on the Jazz?
I'd say most impactful player I'd say is Gobert, but it's debatable. You could sell me Hayward as well. I love Hayward. And that's the thing. I feel bad. I really like all the players in that team. History dictates that it has a ceiling.
Yeah.
Unless, as I say, it all
Favors turns into the mailman and George
well,
Hill.
the only team that anyone can point to is the 2004 Pistons. But I mean, that's got outlier written all over it. I mean, it's not. You can't really that team was just happened to be really. They executed a really perfect game plan and just getting Kobe to basically shoot the Lakers out of every game by shooting the ball when he was getting triple teamed. So I don't know. Yeah, that would be me. But anyway, and I also just love trades for my own selfish reasons. I love anarchy.
It gives us more stuff to talk about, but I don't. Yeah, I don't expect Utah to make any big blockbusters to try and bring in a big name. I wouldn't be surprised if Boston swings for the fences. I still don't. I mean, Cousins has obviously been floated around all the time with it. Who else would they potentially? Could they steal?
I don't know. I laughed my head off. I was looking at trade rumors, But I only looked at the title. It said Orlando Magic interested in Paul George.
Hey.
It's like Dylan Sims interested in Halle Berry. It's like, you know what I mean?
Yo, baby, what up?
What's happening, sweet cheeks? I was just laughing my head. Another one I laughed my head off at was some website had Sam Whiteside for Klay Thompson, and I was like, can you imagine like the Twitter would just shut down like if that happened, if like the Warriors just absolutely lost their minds like. No, but I don't know. You got anything else basketball related you want to get to? Wrap this thing up.
Yeah, might as well. Let's put a bow on it. We're gonna try and do one more before Christmas.
Before Christmas, I'd like to get another one down.
All right.
We want to keep the fans waiting.
Indeed, we'll figure out a way to put a kiss cam and we'll get some cheerleaders.
I wish there was some way that I could like reach the league office and really make them understand how much this upsets me. I can just be like sitting at my like desk watching a game, and then it's, you know, brilliant. As if that's the thing. It's the most frustrating part of basketball is made worse.
The stoppages.
The stoppages are the most frustrating parts of watching basketball, and they're made even worse by this horrific entertainment. It's like being stuck in a Disney movie or something like.
Can you give me some sweet dance moves?
Absolutely.
Dance music, so I can just show off my.
Show off your moves.
Yeah, no, it's real stupid. I love how there's like probably 10 fans who are super engaged and super hyped.
You get to there was some old woman.
There's always a granny in everyone busting it out.
There was this granny and she was up giving it socks like the whole time, and I was just going, that was mildly amusing. Yeah. But everything else is horrible.
It's like if you go to a Mavericks game, they got a big section of fat white dudes just out there doing, we're the Mavericks maniacs, look at us dance, and it's like, wow.
Oh, there was like old people cheerleaders at the Bucks. It was at the Bucks game. There's like a bunch of old people. Do you know, most of the time I just went with League Pass. I just let the game. I maybe only start if I want to watch a game. I start watching at like midway through the second quarter or half time, so that I can just fast forward through all this nonsense. I hate it when it's like a game that I can't wait to watch, and I end up watching it live and you have to suffer this nonsense. But I get so heated about this. Like, it's almost as bad as that Phil Jackson one last week. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, guys, if we don't, I really need to get this bop chopped again. It's dreadful. Yeah, if we
What the hell did you just say?
Bop, your bop. Get your bop chopped. Cut. Get a haircut. Your bop chopped. Why are you looking so confused about? That's like perfect English. Shut up, Florida boy. Anyway, yeah, guys, if we don't get another one down before Christmas, y'all have a wonderful Christmas.
We say Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, y'all.
And happy holidays.
Happy holidays.
Have a wonderful Kwanzaa.
I love how the camera just rewarded me for that dreadful
Southern accent by trying to make you disappear.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah, guys, have a great Christmas. As always, if you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, follow us on Twitter at SAB Podcast. Yeah. Y'all take care.
Yeah.